So we just got done talking about Spotify and how great it is that they allow it to be a platform for podcasts. And an article recently came out that also says that it allows creators to download a list of their subscribers' email addresses. And we all know how important that email list is. And so can you share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so the reason why they are doing this, one of the reasons why, is because eventually I believe they want to take a percentage of any like podcast subscription fees from the creators. I think it's a small percent, maybe like 5% or something like that. But you want the podcaster to bring more listeners in. You want them to engage with their community. So it is a wise move to do to allow podcasters to be more successful. Let's say that somebody builds up their entire audience on Spotify and they're just relying on the advertising revenue, which is like you guys relying only on the streaming revenue from Spotify or Apple Music. Spotify knows that they can make way more by having your own merch, by having your own events, by having your own crypto. They may not know that yet, but you guys do if you're listening. So whenever the podcasters are, here they get to make more podcasts. They get to bring on, maybe they form their own podcast company. And they have other people hosting other shows. So I'll lead off the shirt that one. So Earn Your Leisure, that's a good example. You guys can go look them up. They have multiple shows under their brand. So they're under an exclusive deal with a company. I think they're part of the Black Effect Network, and like all those shows are under that network, and they get paid by those people to put out more content. They're probably a partnership with them. So it is good for the podcasting company or that hosting company to do that. But this just speaks to, if you guys are not building your email list, just watch why Spotify is doing what Spotify is doing. Not that we haven't said it like 8,000 times, but you build your email list because that is like one of the only things that you get to keep.
Facts.
You can get kicked off of your email service provider, but you still get to keep the addresses. So, and most of the time when you're not doing anything super crazy, at least right now, you're not going to get kicked off your email service provider. But being able to take those email addresses with you is like, that's your book of business. Essentially. Your Instagram is not your book of business. Your TikTok is not your book of business. Your Facebook is not your book of business. Your YouTube is not your book of business. You can get kicked off any of those. You can get kicked off Spotify. But two things you get to keep: your email addresses that are on your list, and then the files for your website. So your hosting providers can still kick you off of hosting your website on their servers. 99% of the time, you should be okay. But the way things are moving, maybe not in a few years. I have no idea. But being able to keep your files will prevent you, especially if you have people that you're hiring now and working with you, will be able to protect your job and their jobs going forward. So it is a wise thing to do to build your business on solid principles and tactics. If you guys are just out there just trying to rely on getting this sponsorship and that one and that, like, that's good. Like, do that as a part of your business, but you still need to have something, a list that you can offer things to, that you can foster community with. And even if you're doing the other communities, that's still a good thing. I don't want you guys to misunderstand. Like, have a private Discord, have all that stuff. But whenever they say that you're gone, you don't own Discord. You don't own anything else. So that's the lesson to be learned from this. It's good for podcasters on Spotify, but make sure that you're collecting email addresses as well. The best place to do that is your website. If you don't have a website, go to amarpc.com, go to the menu options, go to website, optimization and design and management in there. You can submit an application, and if you're a good fit for us, we can build your website. We can optimize it so that you actually get email addresses by having a good headline for your email capture forms. Don't tell people to just sign up for something that never works. Yeah. So we can do all that for you guys if you just head to omarmc.com and get started on the right path.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.